The same basket of goods nearly quadrupled in price in just 2 years. Yes, my friend, I'm sure every American is thinking the exact same thing right now. How the hell are groceries so expensive? We have this video that just blew up on TikTok, so you know what? Let's get right into it. Let's just play the clip.
I feel like I'm gonna be sick. I just looked through my Walmart history and I found this Walmart order from 2 years ago for the whole month worth of groceries. 45 items cost $126. A whole month of groceries just for me, basically. But I did notice this reorder all button, and I wanted to see how much it would cost now. Now, this order of 45 items for 1 month would have cost $414. That is 4 times more.
Wow.
How the how?
So this guy checked his Walmart order history from 2 years ago. Look, one commenter wrote their solution will be to remove the reorder all button. Someone else wrote, I used to spend $180 for 2 weeks for my family of 4 and the dog. I'm now spending upwards of $430 and trying to figure out what else I can cut. It's absolutely insane. In this video, we're gonna focus specifically on food inflation as this video's been blowing up. Grocery store prices are a top voting issue for many Americans. You can check the polls, you can see out there, you can't hide inflation, you can't hide price inflation, especially for groceries, because every person is going to notice when they go to the grocery store and notice that something is 2x to 3x to 4x the cost. We'll get into the numbers in a second, but first, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, and if you're finding this information useful, smash that like button. It really helps out the channel immensely and it ensures more people like you can see this video. And as a reward for smashing the like button, I've got a really cute picture of a squirrel hugging a flower. I mean, how adorable is that, really? All right, and with that said, let's get back to the video. So anyone with a basic understanding of economics could have guessed that in 2020, a shutdown economy paired with free money would be a breeding ground for inflation. So the average price of food in the United States increased 2.1% in the 12 months ended May 2024. However, as recently as August 2022, the rate of inflation for food was 11.4%, which is actually the highest it's been since 1979. Don't get me wrong, a lot of people needed those stimmy checks and the additional $600 per week in unemployment during that time.
More than 160 million Americans are waiting for relief checks.
We're looking at sending checks to Americans immediately.
I don't want to be too glib here. We could really use that stimulus package.
As a young entrepreneur finishing up college during that time myself, I was broke. I remember thinking, these stimulus checks are a bad idea, and we're probably gonna end up with pretty bad inflation a few years from now, but you know what, I really want that money.
Show me the money.
And I'm sure a lot of people, including even those in the government, thought the exact same way.
Show me the money!
So, you know, we didn't really care about the whole inflation problem. Milton Friedman actually said that inflation is always and everywhere a monetary phenomenon. Essentially, the fastest way to cause inflation is to give money directly to the people. Think about it. You have less going on in the economy, less production, less productivity, but then you also put a ton of money into people's bank accounts. It's a recipe for disaster. And to further break it down, I wanted to give you my opinion on the top 3 drivers of this inflation that we're going through right now. Number 1 would be the government stimulus packages of 2020 and 2021. To mitigate the economic impact of the shutdowns, it was actually both the Biden and Trump administrations that passed these multiple stimulus packages, injecting trillions of dollars into the economy. I mean, what else were we to do? The whole government was shut down. And this video isn't an indictment of, what we could have done, what we should have done better. It's just pointing out the obvious. Okay, number 2 would be supply chain disruptions. So the shutdowns also led to massive supply chain disruptions, and many economies saw a surge in demand for goods and services during this time. A lot of people were working from home, or even when the economy was coming back online, still a lot of those industrial and manufacturing processes were basically stalled. So number 3 would be geopolitical tensions. It's widely cited that the conflict in Ukraine has exacerbated inflation. Energy prices soared and supply chain disruptions. You know, and inflation isn't a uniquely American problem, it's happening all over the world. As for how much this Ukraine conflict is affecting us in America, I'm doubtful, actually. I'm pretty skeptical that this is actually a massive issue like we are being told. What's really frustrating is seeing these percentages. They give us these small percentages that make it sound manageable, but when you look at the actual costs, like this TikTok video shows, it's a completely different story. Okay, so little pocket calculator math, and we can see how very quickly this adds up. So let's say you have $100 in food purchasing power. 2020, food at home prices increased 3.5%. So we're gonna multiply our purchasing power by the percentage left each year. So take 3.5%, 100 minus 3.5 is 96.5, and then we multiply our 100 by that number. So the next year in 2021, all food prices increased 3.9%. So again, we multiply that number by 96.1, and we just go down the list. In 2022, at-home food prices increased by, get this, 11.4%, faster than any year since 1979, by the way. So we're gonna multiply our purchasing power once again by 88.6. And then in 2023, 5.8%. So multiply our purchasing power again by 94.2. Okay, enter. Our $100 has become $77 in just 4 years. In just 4 years. You had $100, now you have $77. The only difference is it still looks like $100, but it really isn't. I don't think that people were ready for all of this. I'll link the webpage down below. You can scroll and just see all the prices. You can see the data yourself. Okay, so while inflation is making life more expensive, understanding its causes can help us figure out and navigate these times. We gotta stay informed, and we have to understand what's going on with our finance. Inflation is known as that second tax, right? You can either be taxed on your wages from work, or you can be taxed on the back end when the government prints money. So, keeping the government in check, not running up a deficit, these types of things are going to make the US dollar more stable in the future. So my only advice is don't let them fool you. Don't let them obfuscate the truth. History has shown us the dangers of inflation time and time again. Okay, I got a question for you. Do you think we're doomed to repeat history? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, I'm Bruce Bradbury. See ya.
Subscribe now for investing, stock trading, financial news. Best part, it's absolutely free. New videos coming out every week. Follow Bruce Bradbury on YouTube today.